It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it was, I don't know, it was like, this happened on Wednesday and he got taken on Friday. So, on the 14th, I think, on the 14th of October, I get this really strange call. And you know what? I get a lot of calls from mortgage people and debt collectors and a whole bunch of other things that don't even really portray to me. They're just like, hey, you've won this, or hey, you should get a mortgage. All of those stupid phone calls. So I answer it. I didn't hear anybody on the phone, so I hung up. Well, 20 minutes later, the police show up. And apparently there's a warrant out for Blake's arrest. So the police get here, they talk, and then they take him away. And I was freaking out. Blake has never been to jail. He doesn't belong in jail. He doesn't go there. He's too smart for that place. That jail is for dumb people who think they're thuggish, and that's not what Blake is. And he went at like 4 and didn't get booked until like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was awful. Like, he was sitting in the drunk tank that whole time. He was actually in jail for 3 days because it was over the weekend, and that jail just sucks. Like, they don't treat people right. It's just an awful place. Jail is just, it's overcrowded. They don't have room. They break the rules. They don't even care. But I guess that's how all jails are if they're privately owned. That's just life, right? So there's nothing I can do, and so I get my friend Josh to bail him out because I go up there, I try to talk to him, I try to talk to the victim's advocate lady, and I try to tell her this whole story, and she just looks at me and patronizes me and doesn't believe me. And she's just like nodding and nodding and nodding, and she just thinks that I'm trying to save him because of all of the other abused victims out there that do lie. So now I'm put in the stereotype that I don't believe that's even fair. And there's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't matter how much I talk to her or I try to talk to the prosecutor. I said, can I talk to the prosecutor? And she's like, no, you can't talk to the prosecutor until the court date. And I'm like, are you serious? And I that was supposed to be my right. But since I'm the victim, I don't have a voice. They take the voice away from the victim because they just stereotype it. It's worse when you are looked at like nothing because you are a weak, lying, worthless person because you're trying to save this person that beat you. But he didn't beat me. I did this to myself, and I tried like hell trying to get them to believe me, but they just looked at me and was like, you're stupid. Or he gets out, and the state ends up putting a no contact order on us. And remember, I have a son with this guy. And we're not allowed to have any kind of contact. No text messaging, no third-party messaging, like no telling someone, hey, tell Blake to tell them this. I can't do anything. I can't see him. So I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? Because I go to work, and he stays at home and watches the kid when I go to work. And there's nothing, I don't even know how to work that out because that's just not how life works. I don't have any family where I live, and they live in other states, so I don't have anybody to rely on but his family has other things that need to be done, and we don't really rely on anybody to like take care of our child. We do that. So technically he's not supposed to be around me, but yeah, you know. Let's skip up to a few months, all right? So we go to court for this. I end up going because I was subpoenaed in, and that's what I thought to do. I've never had to deal with courts or jail or police or any of that shit before until this incident, this stupid drunken incident. So let's skip forward to that, all right? Well, first I get a lawyer, and I talk to him, and I go get the lawyer for him after he gets out of jail, and the lawyer says, all right, well, you're kind of basically fucked. You don't got a lot of wiggle room here. So he's charged with domestic battery, and with the no contact order and all of this, and then we go to the court date, and I go because I was subpoenaed, obviously, and I guess I wasn't supposed to. Apparently you're not supposed to go to those things when you're in type of things like that. But after sitting and waiting at court for what seemed like an eternity, the victim's advocate lady called me and told me to come with her into the main like quarters of the courthouse, jail, whatever it is. She calls me back. She talks to me and was like, you know, we got to get this guy. He's bad. He's a bad guy. We got to do this, this, and this. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you know, he still hasn't done it. I don't believe that he has. He is a victim of circumstance, and now you're making me the victim, and I am not the victim. I am the cause of what happened to my face, and you guys aren't listening. Whatever. So she sends me back into the courtroom where everybody else is like going through their stuff, talking to the judge and whatever. Time passes. Blake's sitting behind me. I'm sitting in the row in front of him, so that way we're not together. But you know, we didn't want to be in different parts of the room or whatever. So and then finally, eventually, the prosecutor calls me back to her office. So when I get back there, the prosecutor's just like, you know, are you gonna help me out? We're gonna put him in jail. He needs to do this. He needs to do this. He needs to do this. And I'm like, no, because he didn't do it. And then she got shitty at me. Like, she's just like, oh, well, you're just trying to protect him and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, like, I'm not going to help you put this guy in jail for something he didn't do. That is not right. That is not justice. And I basically recanted my statement, which oh man, this conversation was like the worst conversation ever. And of course the officer was in there too, and she's just like, so you're gonna recant your statement? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I was drunk, I don't know what they're doing. And she's like, oh, well, drunk people can't make this type of shit up. And I'm like, are you serious? Drunk people make stuff up all the time. Like, they don't know what's going on. You're dumb when you're drunk. You are basically leveled down to a toddler with the mindset. And she's just like, well, you know, drunk people can't make up stories. And I'm like, okay, you've obviously never been drunk. And that was over. He talks to Blake and gives him some kind of plea agreement, and he didn't take the plea. So we had another court date at a later time. But unfortunately, a few months later, like actually a few days ago in March, the police stopped by the house and Blake was here, so they got him with the invasion of privacy. Yeah, and now he went back to jail, but he didn't have a bond this time. He got out and it was fine. And now I can't see him anymore. He can't stay at the house. I am so stressed out. Like, I tried to go work out at the gym the other day, and I freaked out because I don't do anything alone like that. I've been with this guy for the last 10 years. And even when I did talk to the prosecutor that day, she's like, have you broken up with him? And I'm like, we haven't broken up. Like, just because you say that we should be broken up doesn't mean we've broken up. I'm not leaving this guy, and you're not going to make me. This whole thing has just been super stressful, and now I just wanted someone to hear my story because nobody else will. So hopefully you can take this and understand that what is going on in my life right now is not what everybody seems, or what the government seems to think it is. And I just needed someone to hear my story. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think or what you think I should do, because I'm honestly lost now, and the next court date isn't until May 19th, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do for the next 2 months by myself with nobody, because, you know, now he's got another no contact order, and if he gets another one, if he gets caught with me again, it's a felony charge. So I guess I gotta stay away from him because I'm being made to, and it honestly really, really sucks, and I don't know what to do. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like this video, and leave some comments.